And we are live. Okay. So, might as well get started. Um, this is my first official stream, and I will be playing God Hand. This is my favorite game, so I wanted to start with this.
That's what I expected from you.
And I'll be playing games like God Hand. Well, not just like it, but underappreciated games. Although God Hand now has a cult following, but for the most part, I'll be playing games that are on the second spring
Water!
and need more time
Gee,
in the spotlight.
this place reeks.
I know. Wait, you don't expect me to mop up, do you?
Come on, those guys are cake.
Not to mention, much sexier than you.
Well, your sexy little friends. They're coming for a dance.
They're still sexier than you are.
I'll also try not to speak during the cutscenes because this might be the first time someone sees the game, so I don't want to spoil the cutscenes for them. And a lot of the dialogue in this game is pretty funny. Not what you just saw there, that was... I don't know what that was, but a lot of the dialogue in this game is genuinely funny, so I'll try not to talk during cutscenes. And I play this game typically on normal and hard mode, and there is such a thing as the streamer tax, and your ability to play is severely limited when you also have to talk and entertain an audience. So I don't expect to play as well as I do off camera, but I'll do my best. I'm still fairly confident because I've played this game quite a bit, so I don't expect to have too much trouble. But if I do, there is a solution to that as well. And I'll show that off at some point. I'm not gonna go over too much of the details because I think this is a game that you need to experience for yourself. I could describe the mechanics to you, but I think if you just watch me play, and if the gameplay appeals to you, you might pick up the game on your own. But I guess periodically I could describe some of the mechanics here. So, for example, there are moves called juggle moves in the game. And you do them to basically render your opponent immobile so they can't attack you, and also you could combo attacks into each other if your opponent is in midair. A lot of the challenge in this game comes from handling crowds. So if you're just facing one guy, even at the hardest difficulty, one guy is not really a problem, except for some of the bosses. But when you're faced with multiple guys at the same time, you have to use certain strategies, and launching your opponent and juggling is one of these strategies. So juggle is what I showed you before. This is a juggle, and when your opponent is in the air, you can then launch them like this. Some launch moves only work on weaker opponents, some launch moves only work at lower difficulty levels, but there are some absolute launch moves that'll always work regardless of difficulty and regardless of the opponent. But those moves usually have some sort of drawback, like this one right here. This is one of the worst moves in the game, but you get access to it pretty early on and you can always launch an opponent with this one. So depending on when you get it, it is still pretty useful because you have it from the very beginning. Yeah, at first I thought I'd just go over all the mechanics in the game, but I don't know. I think at this point, if you are somewhat interested in the game, you would already be familiar with the mechanics. My goal here is not to introduce people to what this game can do, but to just reignite a love of this game in people who are already familiar with it. And maybe if my channel takes off and I have lots of viewers, maybe then I could replay this game and then go over all of the mechanics. But for now, I think I'll just play the game, and if I have any viewers in the chat at some point and they want to know something, then I can just explain it. But a lot of the stuff in this game is visual, so even if you don't understand initially, if you watch it enough, you'll pick up on the game's mechanics. Anyway, that is if you're watching someone who knows how to play the game. And also, this is my first LP, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk that much to begin with without drying out my throat. I'm not much of a talker to begin with. And you might wonder, if I'm not much of a talker, then why the hell am I doing an LP? And the reason for that is because I've been playing games since I was 3, and up to this point I think I've played close to 10,000 games. And every now and then I find myself out of games to play, because when you've played as many games as I have, the mediocre game no longer appeals to you. So I have to go out of my way to search for good games to play. And I go to different places like Reddit or even other YouTubers, and what I find is, surprisingly, people don't know how to recommend games. Like, they might do a good job of generic recommendations. Like, if you want to play an action RPG, someone might say, oh yeah, you should play Dark Souls, and then someone might say, okay, well, that game is a bit difficult, I don't know if I can play that one, and then someone might recommend Souls-like that's easier. So that's simple. But if you really fine-tune your searches and you ask someone, hey, I'm looking for this specific type of game that has these types of mechanics, people just start throwing out recommendations quite carelessly. And I look at that and I go, I could have done a better job of recommending games to this person. In fact, I've played a lot of games that this person who's asking for recommendations would love to play. But he doesn't know, probably because, well, could be any number of reasons. Maybe he has a busy life, so he doesn't have enough time to look up games. And fortunately for me, well, fortunate or unfortunate, I spent a lot of time not doing much of anything. So I had a lot of time to myself, and I was able to discover lots of hidden gems. And also I got good at searching for games or the kinds of games that I would want to play, and I discovered a lot of hidden gems that way. And so one of the goals of this channel is for me to help other people discover all the games that I did. And I think once I've developed an audience, I'll do a better job of really going for niche games that most people don't know about. But I have to develop an audience for that first. So in the beginning, I'll be playing games that at least people are familiar with, even if they don't get their time in the limelight anymore. At least people will know what game this is. And that's why I'm playing God Hand. I don't think you'll find a lot of people disagree with me when I say that this is one of the best, most fun games ever made. And it is my favorite game. So, yeah, I figured it was an appropriate place to start. Yeah, these guys at level die, I need to concentrate, otherwise I will get messed up. Or I could just pop one of these, and it's not a problem.
I love it.
So, yeah, expect to play games like God Hand. And what I mean when I say games like God Hand is games that are that focus primarily on the gameplay. And so many games I see these days where the focus is on graphics, cinematic cutscenes, story, art style, and those things are good. I mean, they'll make a game better, but I think the core essence of a game is gameplay. And those are the kinds of games that I seek out. And I spend a lot of time finding games with really, really good gameplay. And it's a shame that optics really clouds um, so many good games, and people just don't know the kinds of good games that are out there because they don't look good. Even God Hand, I mean, nobody will praise God Hand for its graphics for good reason. But at least it does its job from a structural point of view. Like, I would not love God Hand as much as I do if it were not in third person with this type of camera angle. And I grew up with beat 'em ups like Streets of Rage, but the side-scrolling camera angle just doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna let this cutscene play out.
Let's stay in that hotel. I'll search for their base from here.
Much better.
Gene, are you listening?
Have fun. Got nothing to do with me.
Impossible!
Must be hunting season.
I like how that guy goes, ow. And that's a sharp contrast with the way he screams. His screams are so
It's
real,
time to get to
and then you
business,
have that
Chief.
other villager guy going, ow. Imagine having your arm cut off and going, ow.
What the
Uh,
hell? Huh? Check your back, smartass. Son of a bitch. Damn it, Olivia!
all right, let me back away from these guys for a second. So this sign here is not just a comedic prop. The God Hand community, which I'm not a part of. I've never spoken to anybody else about this game. But there is a God Hand community, and the community calls this the kick me sign, and because that's literally what it is. And they use it in their runs because if you have this sign on, you're not using, that's proof that you're not using the special moves in this game that make the game way easier. So the roulette wheel, this thing right here, and the brace release or the heat gauge use that I did earlier. Give me a second. Sorry. So if I use the heat gauge or the roulette wheel, this sign will fly off, and I'll show you in a second. But if I don't use those, then the sign will stay on for pretty much the entirety of the game. And if the sign is on for the entirety of the game, then you know that I haven't used any of the powers, and it's called the KMS run, which means the kick me sign run, as opposed to the more macabre abbreviation. So, oh yeah, you can also kite people in this game by taunting them. So if I taunt this guy, I gauge the distance just right so that I would taunt one of them. And also, you might see these guys do way more damage to me now. That's because the difficulty system in this game is some of the most interesting difficulty systems in all of gaming. The better you get at this game, the harder it gets. So if you're dodging moves, if you're beating opponents without getting hit, the difficulty level will rise, and you see that on the bottom left. Currently it says die. It goes from level 1, 2, 3 and die. And die, by the way, is a pun because this is a Japanese game, and in Japanese, shi is the word for S-H-I, and it's also the word for die. So level 4 is level die, literally. That's the pun. But it is, this difficulty level is so difficult that most people will just straight up die. And there is a way to lower the difficulty. I'll show it off in a moment, but for now I kinda need to be on level die, and I'll explain why when we get to it. But let me card these guys, because I'm not confident I can beat them while talking on level die. So I gotta beat them one-on-one. By the way, it says to mash circle, but you can mash any of the face buttons, which is how I do it. If you just mash circle, you're just begging for carpal tunnel syndrome. That's why I don't like mashing in games. I used to when I was young, but as you get older, you know, mashing is not good for you. But thankfully in this game you can mash all the buttons. all the face buttons as opposed to just circles, so it's not that hard.
Wow.
Alright, so the reason why I wanted to be on level die difficulty was because this is a secret level, and if you beat the secret level, the money you get is based on the difficulty level that you started on. So I'll get the most amount of money if I beat the secret level on level die, which is hard to do, so I'm going to use my bullshit powers here to make it easier for me. This guy is super easy, by the way, because he really telegraphs his moves, and he does these dumb wide horizontal swings that are easily dodged. But he does pack a punch. He would have killed me in one if I got hit, but yeah, he was never going to. So you see I made 20,000 gold off of that. That was because of the difficulty level. And I'll turn it down now because honestly it's very stressful playing on level die and screaming at the same time. I will get back to this difficulty level eventually, and I might play a bit on this difficulty level, but for the most part, no. So, and it is hilarious when you do this. I like how he sweeps the ground before he sits down to kneel. And you will see the game has slowed down considerably since then. And yes, you can launch these guys off of the area if you do this. But you don't want to launch them off, especially on lower difficulties, because they drop things sometimes and they won't drop anything if you just launch them off. Also, I really like doing this without meshing because it looks hilarious. Yeah, they don't always drop something, but they do sometimes, and you want to pick those things up, even if you don't need them, because if you don't need them and you pick them up, then it gives you money instead, and money is always useful. You can also charge this up and it sends them higher if you do. So you see, I wouldn't have received this if I just sent him out of the area. You also get a secret cutscene if you just try to open this door. Not much of a cutscene, but still something, I guess. So money in this game, at least early on, is very important because all the moves that you do, well, most of them you have to buy them, so you need money.
Azel, as the newest member of the Four Devas, you had better have a good reason for calling us here.
I've discovered the one in possession of the God Hand.
Sure about that?
I can feel it.
Look at his left arm. He is a God Hand.
God Hand is so blasé. Call me the Devil Hand.
I don't care what you call yourself. I don't trust dirty humans.
Your kind is so incredibly stubborn.
Humans will be nothing but worker bees creating honey in our paradise.
I can think of other things to do with mortal men. So many uses. They can be such wonderful toys.
You loco, chica, no way! Let me deal with this human cabron.
Shut up, fat ass!
Get your legs off my table! Elvis, find out if this human truly is the God Hand. You're the boss.
So those guys are called the four devas in this game, but in reality they're probably the Shitenno, which means four heavenly kings, which is a title you'll see quite often in Japanese games and anime because Japan loves tropes. Just a bit of trivia there for you. Alright, so now that we have money, first thing I'm gonna buy is some health. Should I buy some health? I don't know if I need it. Yeah, let's hold off on that. So the sushi will extend my normal attack combos. I'll show you what that means. Might as well buy both of them right now. Yeah, I'll buy both of these. Then some of these moves. So not a lot of options right now, but they start to expand the more you play the game. All these kind of suck. I don't really use these. But yeah, I might as well get level 2 of Charged Punch. Okay, now time to start. Set the techniques. So you see that these are all on square, they go sequentially. So if I keep pressing square, it'll start with left jab, then straight, left hook, then uppercut. And I don't know if it matters, but as someone that has boxed before, in boxing you want to throw combination punches, sort of, uh, you want to alternate between hands. So if I throw a right punch, I want to follow it up with a left punch instead of a right again. And it is intuitive too, like you don't need to be a boxer to know this, but still. And I don't know if that's true in this game, but I always alternate the punches. So you see left and right here, but then it goes into left and left again. So I don't like that. That's why I'm gonna put a right punch over here. Right hook. And then left uppercut, and I'm gonna see if I have any. Okay, I have this at the end, but this is a really slow move. I don't know if I need this right now. So I'm not gonna put anything at the end here for now. Yeah. Yeah, so it's good like this for now. And in right roundhouse instead, I'll replace this with left roundhouse. Basically the same move, this one just does more damage. And charge punch 1 with charge punch 2. So you see on the top right says launch enemy. And I like to keep the buttons with specific functions as is. So if I'm replacing guard breaker 1 with something, it'll be a move that has the break guard property. Same here, if I'm replacing charge punch 2 with something, it'll be a move that has the juggle enemy property, not necessarily charge attack. And if I'm replacing this with something, it'll be a move that launches the opponent. You don't have to do it that way, it's just how I do it. And I really like this move because it lets you do a technique called wall spam. And it's not stylish, but it gets the job done, especially if you're feeling pressure. So we don't have any good roulettes right now, and that's okay. I don't really use roulettes that often anyway. Okay, I think we're good to go. Might as well save the game. So a lot of the enemies in this game, it's not just different enemies with different movesets. At higher difficulties, these same guys will just gain more moves. I think I'm in a difficult situation, might as well pop this.
Wow.
Yeah, typically I use the roulette and the gauge when I run out of health. Because honestly, it's not fun using those moves because they just take away the challenge. Same with these weapons. I use them, I used that there, I shouldn't have. Usually I use them when I'm fighting multiple opponents. So like these two right here. And one of the best things about this game is that you can cancel one move into another. And you can literally cancel any move into any move. Except for some moves that have minus frames. And that's the downside to using those moves.
Second!
Help! Help! Help!
If you want some blood serum, come and get it!
This guy's goofy voice. Alright. He went flying really high because I counter hit him. If you counter hit people, it amplifies the special properties of the move. So a move that only launches some people will launch everybody if you counter hit them. And a move that juggles some people will juggle everybody. And the lighter guys will get juggled way higher if you counter hit them. Oh man. Fighting these guys in an open space is really annoying because they just dash all over the place. And they do drop moves every now and then.
I love it.
So this guy's waiting to ambush you with a hammer. Yeah, I've played this game so much that honestly I don't think there's anything in here to surprise me anymore. I say that, but then every time I do an LP of this game, something will surprise me eventually. This is the guy with the serum that he needs.
Nice.
I'm cured. Thank you!
And he gives me a special move. Dragon kick. There's also another guy in here. So this is the... sorry. This is the wall spawn. Man, I'm really messing it up. Yeah, I'll show it off eventually, but I'm messing it up now. You could basically keep kicking these guys, and you can essentially make this endless if you do it well, which I just screwed up there, but okay. I had a feeling one of these would pop a demon. Oh boy, that was not good. Okay, well, it's a good thing there was a strawberry there. Strawberries just refill your health, so I'm gonna eat that after I take care of this guy. And they don't guard for long either on higher difficulties. On level die, they might guard one hit. Sometimes they don't even guard one hit.
Nice.
You just have to predict when they'll guard and go for the guard break at the exact right time. Sort of like a parry. Well, like a reverse parry. And since this is a Capcom game, of course it's gonna have a car wrecking bonus stage. And on these, if there are no enemies to fight, then you don't really get any bonus gold for beating them at a higher difficulty, which makes sense, I guess. I only use the left roundhouse there because it hits two sides at once, and it is one of the highest DPS moves that you could use early in the game. If you just keep canceling them into a left dodge, that is. Might as well beat this guy before going for the strawberry.
Awesome.
Okay. Huh, there are more guys in here. Didn't expect that. Also, by the way, you don't actually have to beat everyone. You could just run all the way to the end of the stage and it works. Not always, but most of the time. Still, the way I approach this game is very different from how I approach most games. So I play this game because it's fun, and if there are more enemies around, then there's more fun to be had. That's why I beat everybody before I move on. Also, you get more money if you beat more opponents towards the end of the stage. Alright, now let's see what we can get at the shop. This will extend the God hand gauge, and this will the heat gauge, and this will give me more health. I think I'll go with this for now. The reason why I'm not getting more health is because, much like in Resident Evil 4, well, not exactly like it, but if you buy a health power-up, it'll refill your health. So if you are very close to dying towards the end of a stage, you go to the shop, you buy a health power-up, and it'll completely refill your health, as well as giving you the power-up. So I'm saving it for when I need it. I don't need it right now. And also I'll be resetting the difficulty here, because fighting the next boss is pretty difficult on level die.
Hey, sweetie, you're not going anywhere until you answer our quiz question. He's such a sexy man, just my type. I'm not that kind of guy. Question time, sweet cheeks. What's the name of our boss? Elvis. E-L-V-I-S. Like I give a shit. Unfortunately, time's up, baby. Aww.
Yeah, this game is a product of its time, clearly. Even in Japan, I don't think they'll let you make this type of game in 2025. And I think there is something to be said for having thick skin, and this type of stuff shouldn't bother you regardless of who you are, what your background is. But I understand. I mean, if it is funny, then sure, then I wouldn't mind, but you know, that was kind of stupid, so it's not even funny. But some of the humor in this game is really funny. Trying to do the stupid barrel roll kick, but even against these fatties at a lower difficulty, it's still not very useful. You gotta time it very well. And yes, they can hurt each other, so friendly fire is absolutely a thing in this game. So this is the wall spam. You could essentially keep hitting them if you get the timing right. I like to take out one of these guys before engaging the other one. If you can get both, that's fine, but if you can take out one of them, it'll make the fight way easier. But I was not expecting to run out of resources really as fast as I did. really did not expect to die in the first level. But, oh well. Yeah, I've played this game on and off for about, I don't know when it came out, 2006. How many years is that? 19 years? I do one LP a year on average, and I'm still dying to the boss, to a mid-boss in the first level. So yeah, this game is hard. But much like any game that's known for its difficulty, if it's a good game, then it rewards you for mastering the controls. And this game is unrivaled when it comes to mastering the gameplay and the reward you get out of it. If you can master this game, this is, in my opinion, the most fun game ever made. I genuinely believe that. As someone that's played close to 10,000 games across all sorts of genres, mastering this game gives you the most fun for the time you've invested out of any other game I've ever played. There's a reason why there's still people uploading gameplay videos for this game. And by the way, this is a game that was never popular. So it got panned when it came out, and it still has people playing it and uploading combo videos every now and then, all these years later. That's because this game is timeless. Okay, well, the fight just became super easy now, because it's just one guy now. On level die, even alone this guy would be dangerous, but on a lower difficulty, the fight's pretty much done. Yeah, you can even wall spam these guys. And they do a good job of trying to get out of it, but even they, if you get them stuck in a corner, they can't get out. I like doing I like doing these prompts without mashing any buttons, because it's just hilarious.
Wow. Great.
So the lore on this guy is interesting. So this isn't just a lore detail. If you use this move, Ball Buster, on him, that's basically you kicking someone in the balls. And if you use it on a guy, you can then do one of those circle mashing things. I forget what it's called. Pummel, I think. You could do that. But with this guy, you can't. So that's a lower detail there, which actually has a function in the game. There are female fighters in this game, and yeah, if you use the Ball Buster on them, it wouldn't work, obviously. And these idiots can actually be damaged by their own bombs.
I love it. Great.
I don't have enough money to do anything in the shop, so might as well keep going.
Boring.
And if you taunt them, the difficulty level goes up quite a bit. It also charges your heat gauge, so it does a lot of things. But yeah, he's pretty much screwed. You can't get out of this. Oh. I say that and he gets out. Yeah, I think that was a first. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Them just continuously dodging the wall spam over and over. Yeah, usually they just dodge out of it once and then you can hit them again. So I don't know why that happened. And these guys try to dodge out of it twice. But yeah, I don't know what happened there, but he kept trying to dodge out of it over and over until I messed up.
Awesome.
That's probably why I messed up too, because I've never seen that before. And I'm not sure if that was a feature or a bug. Should that have happened? I don't know. These guys are the easiest to beat because they do. Oh, well, he went to pick up the hammer there. But if he just used his regular moves, this guy's moves suck. So he's the easiest to beat. Yeah, I think I need to tone down the difficulty again. Oh boy. Okay. See, even now he only dodged out of it twice. Although I did lower the difficulty, so that might be why.
Awesome.
Just what I needed. See, this guy and that other guy from before, they have the worst moves.
Great. Awesome. Awesome.
This game does throw a gauntlet of enemies at you sometimes. I think one of these two is guaranteed to turn. And if you have bad luck, it'll be the first guy, because then you could still... There might still be situations where you have to fight him 2-on-1. If I'm close to the other guy, then he'll be triggered and then he'll chase after me. But anytime a demon pops, the others back away. Unless you go towards them, then they're activated again. And I think that's one of the few times the game tries to cut you some slack. So you don't have to fight a demon as well as a regular enemy at the same time. Well, they're all demons. I guess these guys are super demons. Oh boy.
Wow. Awesome.
This one's showing you the middle finger.
Nice. Wow.
If you try to juggle them too much, they always get angry.
Nice. I love it.
You can also do Shoryukens in this game, but they almost always dodged out of it, so I don't use it very often.
I'm not hurt. Wow.
I shouldn't do this too often because it is kind of like cheating or, you know, taking the fun out of the game, so I'll try not to do it too often. I think this guy will trigger a super demon. It's way funnier if you don't mash. Yeah, I had a feeling. So I have plenty of money. And I'm almost topped up on health. And I have a max.
Nice.
I will have a max heat gauge. So there is a minor secret here. By the way, it's called a heat gauge for various reasons, as you'll see here. So, yeah. That's one of the theories why they have ring girls in combat sports. That's why.
Great.
Is to get the guys amped up. I think it's bullshit. I think it's there, you know, just because that's what the audience wants to see. So I'm almost, well, yeah, I'm fully maxed out, but it is on level die, and we're going to face the first big boss of the game, the first of the Shitenno, so I'll be bringing the difficulty down. Because this fight is actually fun if you fight it at a lower difficulty, but if you fight it on level die, it just becomes ridiculous. You could still beat him. I have beaten this game on hard difficulty, which is always on level die, but the bosses
Finally,
aren't fun
a boss
on level
fight.
die. The big bosses, that is.
This little huevon is the god hand. Oh, that's rich. A la mierda. Oh,
What's the matter? You on a tight budget, big guy?
you know what? I'm getting a bit hungry. And a little huevon sounds like it would hit the spot.
You need to feed your brain, not your ass.
They tell you this now for some reason. Release the brace
I
to
hope
activate
you
the god
fight
hand.
half as good as
I
you
think this was
talk,
supposed to be part of a
cabrón.
demo, but they never
Find
released a
out for
demo.
yourself.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah! I don't think you realize what you're getting yourself into, pendejo.
Newsflash, big guy. You can wax on, wax off all you like. I'm still kicking your ass.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So as you could see on level die, this is ridiculous. So I'm gonna make things easier on me. So now this fight is actually fun. And you can, by the way, wall spam him as well. I'll do that for a bit here, if I can. If I get him in the corner fully, then... Okay, now he can get out of it. So I can pretty much finish the fight here. But I'd try not to do that. So yeah, I could pretty much finish the fight here, but I won't do that. So, because it's not fun. So let me just fight him honestly for a bit. See, this is an absolute launch move, so it'll launch just about everybody. And he's done.
Get ready, cause I'm really gonna give it to you. Hey, you're the big nice hero, right? How about giving me a hand here?
Huh?
Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, I'll help you out all right.
A la mierda!
I have no idea how that works. Just went into the statue. Yeah, they just put that in because it looks cool.
He really gave it to me, all right.
See you
So you
around,
see, some of the
fat
comedy in
boy.
this game is timeless. So we got quite a bit of money, and I'll be able to buy some good stuff now.
He's late. Why must fat and slow always apply to Elvis?
He probably stopped to feed that fat face of his.
Perdóname. I gotta be hungry and could barely move. You know, if some people hadn't have passed by, I would have starved.
You eat enough of that filthy meat for us all. Sure explains your breath.
Don't act like you hate eating human, chica. My breath is minty fresh.
Asshole! Oh, get away from me!
Elvis, what happened?
See, boss, that's definitely 100% pure God hand.
Elvis, can you capture him alive?
Me? Catch that crazy gringo? Nah, you first, boss.
I'll do it. This guy sounds like fun.
No way, he's mine!
Damn it! Make up your mind! You can go. Oh, but don't you kill him. I want to have some fun with him first.
At last our time has come. We shall dispose of this so-called savior and rain despair upon humankind.
Alright, let's see what we can buy. So we don't need any health upgrades right now. Gold plate lets me use more roulette wheels, so roulette wheel powers. I don't need it right now. Let's just get some boosts. So the twos are simply upgrades. So I'll just take these two. Let's see what else we got. This is nice for now, so I'll take that. This move is actually really bad because it has a lot of recovery frames. So it's not good. I'll take this. Expert so bad. This is one of those weak launch moves that don't launch everybody. But it is good for launching the weaker mobs. So I'll take this. Mule kick, I'll take it just to show it off on stream, but it's also not a great move. And yeah, we're pretty limited early on, so yeah, I'll take these. Short uppercut, might as well. It's pretty cheap. Alright, let's see what we can put in here. Let's just replace the ones with the twos. What else we got? Nah, this move kinda sucks. Long straight also sucks. Short uppercut. Doesn't do as much damage as uppercut, but it is on the right instead of the left, so might as well put it in there. Or I could end with a chop, but a chop takes a while too. Oh yeah, I just got chin music, yeah, so that's what I'll put in here. It starts with a right and then a left, so I like putting it over right here. So I'll put chin music here. Sort by punches. Chin music over here. So you have left, right, and then right. Did I mess up? Because I think I'll run out of moves if I do it this way. Well, let's see. Right hook 1, left hook, short uppercut. Where's short uppercut? There it is. And then uppercut. Okay. So left, right, 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 left. Okay. Alright, now let's see how it looks. See how it flows from one move into another? It does tend to get a bit slower towards the end there. But still pretty good. Alright, now let me put the new launcher in there. Barrel roll is an absolute launch move, but it has, I think, the most recovery frames out of any move in the game, so it kinda sucks. Let me sort by launch moves. Expert Sobat is a soft launch move, so it won't launch everybody, but it's still way better than barrel roll. Charged punch is pretty good, but just for the sake of variety, I'll just put in mule kick for now. And high side kick, I'll keep this. There's no replacement for this right now. All of these moves kind of suck, so. Has techniques sorted. So this is the expert Sobat, and this is mule kick. Let's see what power-ups we can get. Or roulette, kung fu samba, might as well. Power-ups, I'll get the gold plate. And I'll get the health power-ups when I need them. So we're good for now. And I think that's enough for today. I'd like to do one stage per stream, because I'm just starting out and frankly it is kind of exhausting doing these streams. So one stage per stream for now. Maybe, I mean, we'll see how it goes. So I guess I'll see you guys next time.